Arkansas has its own kind of political problems, right? You know, I was reading in the newspaper, the political section of that, you know, they had a fire down there at the Capitol building. I mean, they almost lost the whole trailer park. But we got this big line of traffic leaving town today on Sunday, for whatever reason. So we're gonna, always, yeah, it takes just a little bit longer on Sunday mornings to get down to the lake. But let me tell you, you know, you guys came to visit Branson, you know, only 10,000 people actually live here in this town. And we host over 10 million people each year, which is amazing that 10,000 people can host 10 million. And it's really amazing because the whole town works together and everybody knows each other and works. And just to be so hospitable and be able to take all you guys in and show you such a good time takes just a really amazing group of people. And the other really cool thing about it is this is, you know, like the American dream. Branson is the town of the American dream because when you look up and down this strip and you guys drive up and down, you don't see the MGM Grand and the Pyramid and the, you know, all these big corporate money things. These are family-owned business after the gas stations are family-owned, the shows are family-owned, this business is family-owned. Everything here is just family. I think there's 1,000 family-owned businesses in town. Now that's out of 10,000 residents. That means 1 out of 10 people in this town own a business here. And they're all working together and hustling hard to make that American dream happen. So thank you very much for coming to Branson and being part of that American dream. It really means a lot to us. And it's not just how special the people are that live here and how kind they are, but it attracts such a special group of tourists that we don't, you know, everyone's friendly, everyone's kind. We don't have any of the gangs after the Civil War. And they'd hold up the house and they'd say, listen, you've got 2 options. Either you leave and this is ours now, or we're going to bury you out back and this is ours now. So, you know, normally those people would leave because that was the thing to do. And, you know, there was nothing to be done, and that went on for almost 20 years. Until finally the local good old boys had had enough of it. And that's when a group got together called the Bald Knobbers. You guys heard of the Bald Knobbers? We got some shows here. Now, what happened was we had all these hills around here, and back in the 1800s, all these hills were called knobs. Then we got the timber industry. You know, they didn't selectively cut back then. They came here and they clear cut. They made a knob a bald knob. Right? So now we're going right down into town, and this is where the old Wild West town was, and you can see the hills are just on the other side of the river. Now that hill on the other side of the river, that knob was cut bald. So what would happen is if you got run out of your farm, you'd come down here into town, and you'd find yourself one of the bald knobbers. And then they would light a big fire, a bonfire on that bald knob across from the river. And everybody in town could see that bonfire. And we have her lovely lady associates. And I actually have a picture in our history book of them standing on that balcony right there in 1906. And in 1912, the entire town burnt down. One of Lucia's girls left an iron just a little too close to the window. The Drakes blew it on it. And the fire started right there. And the fire moved down the hill and burned the entire town to the ground. Except for the saloon, because they got their bucket brigade, and you see they started down at the White River, passing those water buckets up, and they saved, you know, one thing, and it was the saloon, and you'll see the saloons at the bottom of the hill. So now we're easing on down here into town. Now if you guys got some chance, now in the 1950s, we built Table Rock Dam, which made Table Rock Lake. Now Powerside Dam's about 30 feet tall. It's a nice dam. It made a little bit of electricity back when all you had was a light bulb, maybe a fan. But by the 50s, we had air conditioners and refrigerators and all sorts of stuff, and we needed more electricity. So they built Table Rock Dam just up the river, and it is actually 273 feet tall. That's a lot taller than the 30-foot dam. Now, Table Rock Dam is different than every other dam in America. Every other dam in America, they build the big dam, and they take the water off the top of the lake and they run it down through the generators, they dump it out the back of into the next lake, and that makes electricity. Not this dam. This dam, we take the water from the bottom of the difference. When you take the water from the bottom of a 250-foot deep lake, it's cold. The sunshine never sees it. So as a result, this water is 50 degrees, 50 degrees. Now, Captain Doug's going to take a real quick second, check the weather. And I need you guys to take your seatbelts off, and y'all take your seatbelts off, please. We're going to do a quick demonstration. You do not need to put these on. We will tell you if anything goes different than normal, and you will need to. It has a D-ring right here on the front. You unclasp it, They're under your seat. You will unwind it. And the big part is you got to make sure you spread it out real big to get your noggin through. Once you get your noggin through, the front and the back are exactly the same. There is no front, there is no back. So once you got it on you, you take the strap, you wrap it around your back. There's a D-ring on both sides. You just bring it around your back, clip it back to the D-ring, and you're good to go. Once again, you won't need these unless, you know, something varies from usual and we tell you to put them on. But I don't think that's going to be a problem right now. Captain, how we look? Clear as a bell. Well, let's take it in the water then. Let's get some music going. That's the one, right? 3-hour trip. Captain Doug never misses an opportunity to take 47 people straight into the water in a bus. Now, you know, Captain Doug, you're safe with. This man was in the Navy. He was a Navy captain for 20 years. He captained boats under fire. All right, we're going to need to get a few people. If there's a seat next to you on this side, could you move across the aisle? Anybody that has a seat on the other side? I just need to get us leveled out. Could I get you to move across, please? Thank you. Different than buses. Boats have to be evenly weighted. All right, we're in good shape, Captain.
This bus camina en la tierra y también en la calle.
On we go. Alright. I'm gonna kill this anchor. Oh, it's so much better.
Now the streets are water.
Alright, welcome to Lake Taneycomo. Is there anybody that's going to want to drive while we're out here? Show of hands, a few. 1, 2, 3. Anybody else? Alright, well once we get up here past the bridge, we'll start calling you folks out. And we've got about 3 or 4 of them to do it now. Alright. And away we go. Now you guys are actually, what's that? Oh, you drove it in Boston? Well, you might have to drive it here. Tell me how it's different. Oh, he's getting some lead on. Good for him. All right. Well, we've been really lucky this year. We've had a lot of eagles nesting right in the area. We actually had some baby eagles this spring. So keep an eye out. We've been seeing the last couple of days. We've been seeing the adult eagles around. So if somebody sees a white head on a bird, that's almost certainly a bald eagle. And point it out so we can all see it, please. Keep your eyes peeled. Well, I'm going to let you guys, I'm turn a little music on, let you enjoy the boat ride. I'll come back and talk to everybody for a minute. And we'll get some folks up here to drive the boat in just a few minutes, and we'll go from there.